We are live. Good morning, everybody. Aloha, kakahiaka kako. Thank you for joining us throughout the internet and the universe and here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Kauai. I am Jamie Prem, and I am a newly licensed practitioner in the science of mind philosophy for Centers for Spiritual Living. All right, and you are joining us here today where we practice the science of mind and spirit, where it says that we are all one thing. One thing, we're all one. And that one thing is the universe, it is God, it is spirit, it is nature, it is what you feel it is in your heart. It is all love, it is all good. And what we think is our reality. And I'm so grateful to be here and so grateful to welcome you all here today. Let's start off with knowing who we are. You know, we welcome all these new people. Who's here for the very first time? Welcome. Woo! Well, we know something about you. Other than those beautiful chalets, we know something about you. Is everybody ready to tell them what we know? All right. You are magnificent. And we're not just magnificent here, we're magnificent throughout the universe because we are joined in by a live stream from living rooms and bedrooms and other rooms throughout the world. So let's tell them who they are as well. You are magnificent. And we know that about you and everyone else because we know this about ourselves. So put your hands on your heart and say with me, I am magnificent. One more time. I am magnificent. And we have some magnificent musicians here today, Jeremy and Amy. Yeah. All right, let's start off this day with the beautiful spiritual mind treatment, why don't we? Let us settle back. Because I know that there is only one thing. That one thing is all things. It is in and through all things, everywhere, all people, at all times. That one thing is what I call God, the universe, spirit. It is magnificent. It is beauty. It is love. And it is in and through all things. It is in and through me, my life, my thought, my actions, my words. It is in and through the lives of each and every person here. It is all one thing, and it is unfolding perfect. It is the beauty of life that is breathing into this beautiful service. It is breathing into each and every person's lives as they go beyond throughout their day, throughout this beautiful, blessed day. And I know that life is blessed and it unfolds perfectly. And I know that for each and every person, and I know that it is all good, and I'm so grateful for the goodness that is unfolding today in our relationships, in our health, in our love, in our minds, in our thoughts, and in our spirits. And I'm so grateful for this wonderful teaching, for this beautiful center, for each and every soul here. And with this gratitude, I release my word as law, knowing that it is done, it is perfect, it is complete, as we say together, and so it is.
I give thanks for life, from my roots up to my crown. I give thanks for love that's within and all around. I give thanks for the rain, sacred waters of rebirth. I give thanks for the sun, always shining on the earth. I give thanks for I am the conscious co-creator. I give thanks for we are our own liberators. I give thanks for you, you who shine so true. Aloha, I honor the divinity in you.
Let's hear those beautiful voices.
Mahalo ke akua, mahalo nui loa, mahalo ka honua, me ke kai me kamakania me kaua. I give thanks for we are the conscious co-creators. I give thanks for we are our own liberators. I give thanks for you, you who shine so true. Aloha, I honor the divinity in you.
Mahalo, mahalo, Kiakua, mahalo, mahalo, Jeremy and Amy. That was beautiful. Great way to start the day. Thank you. At this time, I'd love to welcome up our practitioner for the day, Reverend Diane, to lead us in our affirmation and our opening treatment.
Good morning. Did anyone else participate in peace events this week? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. The peace cranes I'm wearing around my neck were a gift yesterday. So let's start with our affirmation. And this month it's a really nice one. So I'll say it once and then if you'll repeat it twice with me. My passion sets me on the path to success now. My passion sets me on the path to success now. My passion sets me on the path to success now. And we will have 2 moments of silence with the singing bowls to contemplate peace. My passion sets me on the path to success now. As we stand in this moment in the quiet and the stillness, let us remember the truth that God is right where we are. That all the power, the presence, and the love that God is right where we are. In and through everything, seen and unseen, is that one presence. Therefore, I know that all the peace of God, joy of God, well-being of God, the abundance, compassion, and wisdom of God are right where I am and right where each one of us is. And so in this moment, I speak with that authority, knowing that it is the voice of God within me that knows the truth for each one of us today. Right where we are, the presence of God is moving in and through the body temple, moving in and through. Every muscle, tissue, and fiber of the body temple is that power, that presence, that divine healing energy of God. It is moving in and through every muscle, tissue, fiber of the body temple and making new, releasing anything unlike the divine pattern of perfection from which this body was created. And so in this moment, healing is happening. In this moment, well-being is happening. In this moment, peace of mind is happening. In this moment, there is wellness throughout the body temple. This body is the flesh of God in its unique expression. And I do also remember that there is a divine flow of abundance in and through the universe. It is moving through the very air that we breathe. It is every grain of sand on the beach. It is the divine abundance growing in the fields. And it is moving in and through our lives as we give and receive and receive, and we give and we give and we receive. And there's enough. There's enough to meet every need, enough and to spare. And so we share with each other the gifts of the Spirit that come alike to all. So grateful for the overflowing abundance of Spirit moving in and through life in such a magnificent way. I see it. I accept it in a fuller picture than I ever have before, and know that this is the divine experience moving in and through each person within the sound of my voice. I speak this word now for peace of mind, knowing that there is a presence of God moving in and through the mind as ease, as comfort, as respect, as well-being, as compassion, as love. In and through every relationship, past, present, and future, there is that divine balm of love, healing and releasing anything unlike itself from our relationships. We are healed in this moment. We step forward in love now. I speak this word for divine self-expression, knowing that each one of us is here on purpose, knowing that each one of us was brought here at this time, in this place, at this moment, to share our gifts with the world. And so there is right livelihood, there is creative self-expression, there is purpose in everything we do, and it is supported and upheld by the love and the mind and the abundance of God. With great thanksgiving in my heart, I release this word now, knowing that it is done. The law of mind and spirit takes this word and brings it forth in an amazing way. And so together we release this word by saying, and so it is.
Maluhia e como mai, e como mai, oh oh maluhia e como mai, e como mai, maluhia e como mai, e como mai, oh oh maluhia e como mai. May peace prevail on earth, may peace prevail on earth, may peace prevail on earth. E como mai, maluhia e como mai, e como mai, oh oh maluhia e como mai, oh oh maluhia e como mai, oh oh maluhia e como mai.
May peace prevail.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you both. Thank you, Reverend Diane. That was so peaceful. That felt really good. Thank you. At this time, we are going to start my favorite segment, In the Spotlight, where we get to know a member of our congregation. And today we have Ms. Maureen Murphy joining us. Give a hand. Woo! And I haven't been prepared for questions, so you get to say whatever it is that you would like to share with us today.
And how much time do I have? All right, somebody time me. Um, I was thinking a lot about what I wanted to share today, and I've been I have been fortunate to have discovered this teaching a long time ago, and I was a different person then. As we all grow up, we go through different stages in our lives. When I first came into this teaching, it was more about manifesting. I needed a job. I needed a car. Because I had just moved to a new place. I moved to Honolulu and I didn't have a car or a place to stay or, any of that stuff. So that's kind of what I focused on. And when I walked into a science of mind, religious science it was called at the time, when I was a seeker. I'm kind of jumping around, sorry. I was a seeker. I really wanted to find a spiritual home, but couldn't find anybody that thought the same way I did. And so the first time I walked into a religious science church, I was home. I couldn't believe that there was a group of people that felt the same way I did and had the words to express it. It was like, oh my gosh. So for the first couple of months, I cried every time I went to service. And I jumped in and started taking the classes. And the first class I took, Basic Science of Mind, our teacher had a great sense of humor, and she said, to start with, we want you to get to know that this stuff works, So choose something small to focus on and to manifest in your life. I said, okay, sounds good. And she called it a rubber ducky. She said, it's just a rubber ducky. So me being that kind of overachiever said, okay, I want a black pearl and diamond ring. And by the end of the class, I had a black pearl and diamond ring and didn't pay a thing for it. So that was kind of what it was about in the beginning. And as I've matured through this teaching, I realized that this stuff isn't important. What's important is how I feel inside. And that's why I continue to come. That's why I continue to use spiritual mind treatment, because it allows me to change my insides. I live a very big and a very wonderful life. But all of that stuff doesn't mean a thing if I'm not right inside. So I get to remember when I come here what's really important. And yeah, it's nice to have the stuff. But more importantly now is my integrity with myself and my joy. And that has to come from within. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, Maureen. Isn't so true. It starts here. It definitely starts with us, with each and every person. Thank you very much, Maureen. It was a beautiful story to get to hear. And it's not that I wasn't prepped with questions. Usually they stump us. So it's nice that you get to share what your science of mind, how it has affected your life and how it works. So at this time, we get to hear a beautiful song from Jeremy and Amy once more.
So
Take it away.
Thank you. We learned this song a couple months ago and played it. Well, Amy played it for a wedding. And we just love this song. It's called The Meaning, and it's by Fruition. The big blue sky was watching us, and the breeze was listening to us tell our tale. The sun stayed up just long enough to make it clear just what we are doing here. I was born to love you. I will die and go back to stardust. All I know about being alive is that life's for the living.
I ain't seeking salvation.
I'm not too worried about damnation.
I've got a little expectations,
And as such, I ain't easily let down. All I really wanna do is be close to you while we're still both around. Ooh. Ooh. The big blue sky was watching us, and the breeze was listening to us tell our tale. The sun stayed up just long enough to make it clear just what we are doing here. I was born to love you. I will die and go back to stardust. All I know about being alive is that life's for the living. And I'm not seeking salvation, not too worried about damnation. I've got little expectations, and as such, I'm not easily let down. All I really wanna do is be close to you while we're still both around. While we're still both around. While we're still both around. Ooh. 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 Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Still both around. Right. Thank you.
Very beautiful. Thank you both so much. So much. I'm going to bring up our speaker for today. Before I do, I wanted to say aloha to Reverend Patrick and Reverend Rita, who are traveling, enjoying some time, reconnecting with middle school reunion. If anybody has been watching their travels on Facebook, they look like they're enjoying their time, their well-deserved time. So thank you both so much. We love you. Wish you well on these travels. And now I would love to invite Reverend Walt to give us our talk today. Thank you, Reverend Walt.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I got a lot of stuff for show and tell today. And, you know, we don't have that kind of podium. Does anybody remember Captain Kangaroo show? Oh, yeah, okay. You're all my age. But do you remember, you know, Captain Kangaroo was always standing there and little bunny rabbit would just always jump up and always kept bringing stuff up, you know? So I need bunny rabbit this morning to help me manage all my stuff. But, oh, there she is. Okay. So, you know, the service so far has been so wonderful. I wish that I could just dismiss you now. You could all go home. But that's kind of like a Patrick ploy. You know, he kind of lets you think you can go, right, Patrick? And then he goes, oh, no, I got to speak yet. So that's my turn now. And I am just so grateful to be here today. Thank you, Revs, Rita, and Patrick, for giving me this opportunity. And it's my joy to be here. You know, I don't get to come here all that often anymore. I really have missed you guys tremendously. But part of it is that I have been following my passion. I love to speak. And, you know, before I was living in South Florida, and I got to speak maybe once, sometimes twice a year at the church that I attended for over 12 years. And but I went to see a psychic before I came to Kauai. And he actually said, you know, once you get to Kauai, everything is going to expand. And so much is going to happen. And it really has happened that way in my life. And this place is very much a part of that. But I am actually booked to preach at some church on the island of Kauai now through Christmas. The next time I get to be at CSL Kauai will be December 18th. So Rita and Patrick, please book me to be practitioner that day. Okay. But I am really blessed to be here today. So before I begin, I want to read a portion of the Science of Mind textbook that I read for myself every time before I speak. And it is my prayer this morning. Stand forth and speak, Spirit within me. Proclaim thy presence. Announce thy course. Declare through me thy wondrous works, and let thy children hear thy voice. Behold, Spirit maketh all things new. The Spirit within speaks words of truth and life to all. The Spirit within me is God, and so it is. So as we begin this morning, I would like to share with you some of my thoughts about the topic of passion that we've been discussing here at CSL for the month of September. And I think that it has been a hard word at times to grasp. Just what is it that we're talking about with passion? Because that word is often associated with strong feelings or emotions, love or lust, with anger, and so many other emotions. But I've come to the conclusion that passion is just living life at its fullest. To be enthusiastic about life. And today I would like to share with you how when we look back at the end of our lives, that we'll be able to say, I lived a life of passion, life at its fullest. And to do that, I think we really need to plan for passion in our lives. I have this little kind of daytimer book, and it's called a passion planner. Okay? And so I don't necessarily always follow, but you know, I got like lots of stuff going on in my life. So I really, there it is for you, Bunny Rabbit. I really want each of us to be able to plan for lives of passion. You all know that I work in hospice as one of the spiritual and bereavement care coordinators. So my days are filled with people whose earthly lives are about to end. And I will tell you that it makes all the difference to the way people face the final chapter of their lives, depending on how that person lived their life. We often say that people die the way they lived. If their lives were filled with peace and joy and love, we often see those characteristics coming out at the end. If, however, their lives were filled with anxiety, doubt, and fear, often those things are manifested at the end. And I don't mean to be a downer here, but on this very beautiful Sunday morning in Kauai, newsflash, we are all going to die. No one gets out of this world without dying. And I think it makes a tremendous difference on how we live our lives as to how we will face the inevitable. How we live our lives now will make a difference on how we die. And so, pink is a very passionate color, right? I was going to wear this, but I thought Rob would have trouble kind of focusing on it. But this is one of our T-shirts at Kauai Hospice. And it's one of our sayings. Live until you die. And that's all we can do, Bunny Rabbit. We just want to live our lives fullest. You know, I was trying to come up with an illustration to explain this. And for Reverend Diane and those of us who speak, but even for any of you, that ability to feel inspired, to know that words come when you don't know what it is that you're going to say. And so I didn't have an illustration for passion this morning. And as I sat down to meditate, I read, I pray for the loving action of infinite spirit to illumine me, to inspire me, to direct me. And you know, sometimes this is really freaky because I read that and zap, a Schlitz beer commercial from the 1970s popped into my head. I've never had a Schlitz, you know. I was a Corona guy. But this, I'm like sitting there and download, yeah. And it was about, so I kind of Googled it, you know, because couldn't really remember exactly, you know. And it says, life is too short to go for anything less. Go for the gusto, or don't go at all. Right? Go for the gusto. And so that's what I want in my life. I want that gusto. Do you want that? Yeah. You know? That's passion. That's passion in our lives. Okay? And so, you want to meet me for a beer after? Yeah, well, only if you want. Or, you know, it can be non-alcoholic beer, whatever works for any of us. But I know I do. I want this passion in my life. And, you know, because I work in hospice, I'm often asked to give someone's eulogy. And so I think about what I want to be said about me after I have died, you know. In fact, I actually plan to deliver my own eulogy. At some point, I will tape it, and those of us who are left will be forced to listen to me speak one more time. But this is the text that I would like to use, not only for my eulogy, but to begin our discussion of planning for a life of passion. And it comes from page 521 of the Science of Mind textbook. By some inner mystic presence, I was told to live and to love and to laugh and be glad. I was told to be still and know of the one almighty power in and through all. I was told to let that power work through me and in me. I believed that voice and received my good. That is going for the gusto. And each and every day I have left on this earthly journey, I want that to be the guiding principle by which I live. So I share this with you this morning on how we all can make this a reality in our lives. My training always has me do 3-point sermons, messages. So just know that. So you're going to get 3 points, 3 things, okay? And if you're jotting it down, there's 3. So first, in order to plan for passion in our lives, we need to know who we are. We need to know who we are. Parker Palmer wrote, "Before I can tell my life what I want to do with it, I must listen to my life telling me who I am." We are one with God. We are one with infinite mind, one with the personality of God. You, me, each of us are the living, breathing expression of God in this world. It is God that lives in us, expressing as us. For it is in God that we live and move and have our being. There is one universal and divine power, and I am part of it. It expresses through me, and I trust this power to guide me, provide for me, watch over me. We are reminded here that there is only one life, one mind, one spirit. This life is my life and your life now. And as we trust in the power and presence of God, I know that we are guided by the same creative intelligence that causes the earth to spin. And knowing this, I can release all fear, doubt, and worry. Yes, we need to know who we are. And one of the ways that I am reminded of who I am, and we're really blessed here as we follow the philosophy of science of mind, the Science of Mind textbook. I know for many people, it just seems like way too many words, and one of these days I'm going to start to read it. And I just, Roseanne, I hope you got a bunch of copies back there. Because if you haven't made reading the Science of Mind textbook a part of your daily spiritual practice, I just want to encourage you to do that. Because as I read this week, I was like, passion, passion, passion. There was like all this stuff in there about what I wanted to say. And all I had to really do was kind of pay attention to what I was reading this week to come up with a talk. And that's how it is, So I encourage you to read the textbook, to use other tools like affirmations in your life, to really make yourself know who you are as a child of God. So I'm going to read a bunch of passages today, and I want to start with this one. Within myself is that which is perfect, that which is complete, that which is divine, that which was never born and cannot die, that which lives, which is God, the eternal reality. Within myself is peace, poise, power, wholeness, and happiness. All the power that there is, and all the presence that there is, and all the life that there is God, the living Spirit Almighty, and this divine living Spirit is within me. That is who we are. And then on page 559, God is an immediate presence and an immediate experience in my mind and soul. And I am conscious of this perfect presence, this divine wisdom, this eternal wholeness. Now I recognize this principle of life is in me and around me and operates through me. That it has no want, has no fear, has no doubt, has no limitation. There is that within me which guides me into opulence, into success, into harmony and love and beauty and friendship, and it does this in peace and in joy. I am not only one with the Spirit, but the Spirit is all that I am. This is who we are. So this is where we begin to live lives of passion, knowing who we are. And you know, the exciting part, however, is that just as all of the creative universe expresses variety, you know, I love watching nature and the flowers, and there are just so many things of every kind, right? And they're each unique. So when I say that we were just all God, that doesn't mean that we're all the same. We each have a unique and individualized incarnation of spirit. And though we may share some common characteristics as the human family, we are each really one of a kind. And that is why we're able to say to each of us, you are magnificent, right? Put that bumper sticker on your car and remind everybody of their magnificence. But it's unique. Our magnificence is unique to each and every one of us. You know, for some people, their excitement is music and that gift. Others, it's technology. Others, it's flowers. Others, it's just being a loving presence. So I don't want us to be all the same. We need each other to be different. Okay? And in that, whatever it is that moves you, that's how you express passion in your lives. Frederick Buckner wrote, "Every journey, honestly undertaken, stands a chance of taking us towards the place where our deep gladness meets the world's great need." What is it that brings you great gladness? Because whatever that is, that's going to meet the need of someone, somewhere, someplace in this world. Okay? One of my favorite quotes from Lisa Nichols in The Secret is one that I had read at my ordination. Many of you know that I first felt the call to ministry in my early 20s. Okay? And I had actually attended a seminary, but I was expelled for being gay. Well, not just for being gay, but for having sex. Okay? And but it wasn't until I was 55 that I finally went back to seminary. And I was ordained a week before my 60th birthday. And I knew that all I had been through was a part of who I am, and it would add uniqueness to my ministry. So Lisa Nichols wrote, "No one else can dance your dance, not even Gabriella. No one else can dance your dance. No one else can sing your song. No one else can write your story. Who you are, what you do, begins right now." This is true for each and every one of us here today. We are children of the universe, richly endowed with the fullness of all that is God. And knowing who you are and what makes you unique is the start of planning a life of passion. Choreographer Martha Graham said to her students once, and I think this still applies to each of us today, "There is a vitality, a life force, an energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action. Because there is only one of you in all time, this expression is unique. And if you block it, it will never exist through any other medium, and it will be lost. The world will not have it. What is it about you that the world needs? It is part of who you are as a divine expression in this world. So I encourage you to plan for a life of passion, to express your uniqueness boldly and beautifully for the greatest good and for the good of others. Live your life from a place of joy, grace, and peace. Oh my goodness, I'm only at point 1. I got 2 more. I'll try to get them in there. Okay, so first of all, know who you are. But then, to plan for passion, know what you want. Know what you want out of life. So in that passion planner, it has this exercise, and it says just sit down and write out, if you could be anything, do anything, have anything, what would you want it to be? I think that's a great place to start. What do you want in life? I have a dear friend, I won't mention her name because she might watch this someday, but every time, I've known her since kindergarten, and every time I speak with her, she talks about all that's not right, and I often feel very sorry for her because, life isn't so great. And I finally just said to her the last time I was on the phone to her, I said, you have the power to make your life better in every way. You have that power too. I have that power. But we must know what it is that we want. In our practice of science of mind, we talk a lot about treatment. And I always love hearing Diane's treatment. And I think most of you are here kind of know that as part of that treatment and these things that are on the front here, there's these 4 corners, right? And so the practitioner always treats for abundance, health, creative expression, and see? Okay, they're always part of that. And so what is it that you want? I encourage each of you, you don't need to be a certified practitioner to use science of mind treatment in your life. It's a way that we pray. It is the way that we bring about good in our lives. It says here, know that the greater abundance of every good thing which you are bringing out in your life, the more perfectly you are satisfying the divine urge within you. Anything you can dream of is not too great for you to undertake if it hurts no man and brings happiness and good into your life. Whatever it is that you want, I encourage you to treat for that, and to have, make another plug for the bookstore, mental equivalent, okay, of knowing what it is that you want in your life. Because when we pray affirmatively, we must be clear and have an attitude and a feeling of already experiencing I'm just going to read a couple of quick things here. The secret of successful living is to build the mental equivalent that you want and to rid yourself of the mental equivalent that you do not want. You build the mental equivalent by thinking quietly, constantly, and persistently of the kind of thing you want. Thinking has two qualities: clarity or definiteness, and interest. If you want to build anything into your life, if you want to bring health, right activity, your true place, inspiration, if you want to bring the right companionship, and above all, if you want understanding of God, form a mental equivalent of the thing you want by thinking about it a great deal, by thinking clearly and with interest. Remember, clarity and interest. These are the two poles. When I first came to Kauai, and I won't go into that whole long story that many of you already know each other of how I first ended up here. But Marion Head, hi Marion, I know you're watching, was very much a part of those first days of my life here. And I was staying with her, and I was looking for a place to stay. I have two little adorable Yorkies, and lots of people were saying to me, "Oh, finding a place to rent here on Kauai with dogs. Oh my God, is that hard?" You know? And so that was, kind of part of my experience. And I was kind of expressing that, and Marion just kind of like pointed me in the right direction. And she said, "So what is it that you want? What kind of place do you want to live in?" And so I spent some moments just thinking about this beautiful place where I could be with my dogs, where I could feel welcome on the island, where I could feel safe and comfortable, and it was surrounded by flowers, and just it was really beautiful. That was really exhausting though, to kind of like, spend all that time thinking about what it was. So I had been going on Craigslist looking for places, and every place I looked, it said, "No dogs, no dogs, no dogs." But then I did this kind of treatment of what it was that I really wanted. And I took a nap. And only a little nap, about 20 minutes, and I woke up and I said, "Okay, let me go on Craigslist again." There was this new listing, and it said pet friendly, right? Up in Kalaheo, Little Ohana up in Kalaheo. Some beautiful pictures of all the green and the flowers. And I called this woman up and I said, "Is it still available?" And she started laughing. She said, "It's only been online for 20 minutes. And so that was the first place that I lived here on Kauai. So, first of all, if you want to plan for passion, know who you are, and then know what you want. And then finally, yeah, you got that? Finally, third point, okay? Know that it's all good, okay? Enjoy the journey. The universe is conspiring in your favor, and there are no mistakes. Oops, there it is. A couple of the meditations in the back of the Science of Mind treatment. These are, it's kind of for me like the Psalms, in the Hebrew and Christian Testament, because they're prayers. And so I often read them as such. And so when I think about it all being good, there's two that come up, and I just want to read these. I am one with perfect action. Everything that I do, say, or think is quickened into action through this right understanding and this correct knowing. The harmonious action of the great whole operates through me now and at all times. I am carried along by the right action and am compelled to do the right thing at the right time. There is nothing in me that can hinder this action from flowing through me. And then the next one, I am still and receptive to life. I let life flow through me into all that I do, say, or think. I shall let my life be what it is, and shall not worry nor complain. I am now entered into the secret place of the soul, where complete quiet reigns supreme, and where God talks to me. Yes, that divine activity is taking place and operating in all our affairs. There are no mistakes. I thought I was going to the Big Island, but I got turned down. But I met Marion Head just the day before, and she said, if things don't work out, look us up on Kauai. I knew that I was guided and directed by Spirit, even though what I thought was supposed to happen didn't happen. Okay? And so whatever it is that's coming your way, those little twists and turns that you think, well, that's not how I planned it, just know that it's all good. There is a purpose behind it all. This omnipresent activity in our lives is only good, and therefore only bringing good into our lives. Divine order is established in our minds, body, and affairs. We are blessed and prospered in all our ways. I encourage you to ask for blessings. Believe that you deserve blessings and joyfully receive the blessings that come your way. The universe is friendly. Life is generous. We each deserve good, and our good is available to us. Spirit, universe, God, whatever you call it, withholds nothing good from any of us. I expect life to provide for my every need. And so knowing that, I can be grateful. There's a verse in the Christian scriptures that says, in all things give thanks. And unfortunately, I often hear preachers say, for all things give thanks. And as I said, I work in hospice, and I would never say to one of my patients who was dying from cancer to be thankful that that came about in their lives. For people who have lost their jobs or whatever, something disastrous may happen. But in those situations, having gratitude, finding something for which to say, Mahalo keakua, that is really something that makes the difference. And I have a practice to help me keep that gratitude going in my life. I have this little token that I carry in my pocket. And on the front, there's a sunshine, and on the back, it says gratitude. And I keep that in my pocket, where usually I have cash, but today I don't have any. But I'm still able to have gratitude, even as I reach in there and notice that, So I encourage you to develop that attitude of gratitude in your life as part of the way you plan for a life of passion. You can write it down in a journal, you can, whatever you want to do, but express gratitude. So, know who you are, know what you want, and know that it is all good. Okay? And so, in conclusion, I do feel like I'm really channeling Patrick a little bit in some of those things. But you know, I had a quote in my yearbook in high school. Oh, I was so cute in this little bell bottom, you know. In this, but it said, "Today is the first day of the rest of your life." And it's always the first day of the rest of your life. And if we want passion in our lives, approach each day fresh and new, forgetting what lies behind, looking forward to what lies ahead. Know that the past is past and that the future has infinite possibilities. I encourage you to plan for passion in your lives, and it will show up. And so it is. Namaste.
This is a song called Resilient, and it's by a group called Rising Appalachia. Two sisters that are from back east. And we love this song. Here's our little version of it. Thank you so much, Rev Walt, and everybody.
I am resilient. I trust the movement. I negate the chaos, uplift the negative. I'll show up at the table again and again and again. I'll close my mouth and learn to listen. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh. 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 These times are poignant. The winds have shifted. It's all we can do to stay uplifted. Pipelines through backyards, wolves howling out front. Yeah, I've got my crew, but truth is what I want. Realigned and on point, power to the peaceful, prayers to the waters, women at the center, all vessels open to give and receive. Let's see the system brought down to its knees. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh. 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 Ooh, 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 I'm made of thunder, I'm made of lightning, I'm made of dirt, yeah, made of the fine things. My father taught me that I'm a speck of dust, and this world was made for me, so let's go and try our luck. I got my roots down, 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 down deep. I got my roots down, 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 down deep.
we doing here? What has been done? What are you gonna do about it when the world comes undone? My voice feels tiny, and I'm sure so does yours. But put us all together, make a mighty roar. I am resilient, I trust the movement. I negate the chaos, uplift the negative. I'll show up at the table again and again and again. I'll close my mouth and learn to listen.
Absolutely. And another round for Reverend Walt. Thank you so much for the message. Oh, absolutely beautiful. So much sharing today, so much giving and so much love. And now is our time. It's the collection time. So we do thank everybody so much for all of their gifts. This center runs on the generosity of all of our congregants here in the room, throughout the interwebs, all throughout the universe. It is God in action. And so we ask that, give as much as you can, give till it feels good. You can give here. You can also give online by clicking donate button. Visit us at cslkauai.org. And you can also do a recurring gift, as you've heard maybe in the past, to make it easy. It'll automatically charge your card. You can give. There's so many ways. So many ways. So please, please, please. We appreciate it and thank you. But yes. Malama team? Take it away, Malama team.
My grateful heart, so filled with years of living. Memories flow by me like petals on a stream. My grateful heart forgives so many sorrows, brings peace that lasts forever, illuminates the dream. Mi corazón tan lleno de recuerdos se deslizan suaves pétalos en el mar. Mi corazón perdona los dolores, ofrece paz eterna, iluminación. My grateful heart, so filled with years of living, memories flow by me like petals on a stream. My grateful heart forgives so many sorrows, brings peace that lasts forever, illuminates the dream.
Oh, we give thanks for these tithes, these offerings, these blessings. Knowing that they come from our own generous nature to share with the world around us, I give thanks. That right where these blessings are, they are multiplied and increased and go out into the world to spread blessings in our community. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo.
Thank you so much, everyone. As Reverend Diane mentioned, these don't just stay here. We do tithe out. We're a tithing center, and so we tithe out to those that bless us and grow the love on the island and throughout the world. So thank you, everybody, because you're giving twice. And at this time, we do bring our Young Masters group up. Thank you, Miss Janice and our Young Masters. Welcome. Welcome in, Young Master.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We had a nice small group. Beckham was with us, but he got taken away to a beach trip. So I told Zenith I would do all the talking today. So today we explored a awesome book called All I See Is Part of Me by Chara Curtis, and we practice seeing, hearing, and feeling the universe inside of our own bodies. And we had a lot of fun with mazes, and Zenith made a cool maze and had fun playing them. So yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you, Miss Janice. Thank you, Zenith. And Beckham, enjoy the beach. So let's go ahead and give them their blessing. We also got some babies around here. Beautiful. All right. You are amazing. You are perfect. You are magnificent. And we love you. Woo! Thank you, all the beautiful babies, all the children in our hearts. Awesome. Thank you, everybody. We got a couple announcements. More than a couple, but let's get through them. All right. So know that there is a treatment line. So anybody that does need treatment, request treatment, there's a treatment line you can go ahead and call. There's also a treatment box in the back by the door. You can leave us a message and we'll get our practitioners who will be available for a short treatment after service as well. If you are in need or just need to remember who you are, we can definitely assist in that. There's also the Healing Circle. So Tuesday, September 27th at 6:30, please join Reverend Rita and Patrick here, as well as the CSL practitioners, and experience our amazing chamber of prayer. We'll have the wonderful Maria Christina playing her beautiful music accompanying all the prayer. So that's Tuesday, September 27th. Then on Wednesday, every Wednesday, we're doing Wisdom Wednesdays with chocolate. So every Wednesday from 6:30 to 7:30. If you are on the west side, that's before they start the bridge work, so please come. 6:30 to 7:30, join CSL Kauai Ohana for a casual and lively science of mind discussion, and of course, enjoy some chocolate. What is this power and how do we utilize it is basically what's going to be discussed in Wisdom Wednesdays every Wednesday. And then we also have Sue. Miss Sue has gone to Africa and she will be sharing on Thursday, September 29th at 6 p.m. Sue Wood traveled to Uganda. She's going to share her photos and her experiences. That's Thursday, September 29th here at 6 p.m. And then we also have movie night. Oh, we're getting to the end of the month, so it's nice and busy. Friday, September 30th at 6 p.m., we're showing Elvis. So the cinematic and beautiful movie with great music and interesting Elvis facts. So join us Friday, September 30th at 6 p.m. Then we have the Undiscovered Genius Part 2. So Part 2 of Reverend Rita's series. It's the improvisational fun process, and I know that the first group had an awesome time. So please, you don't have to have taken the first section to join us for the second session. So discover your creative self with Reverend Rita. It's $75 for 4 weeks. So $75 for the entire series. It'll be on Thursdays starting on October 20th. Then it'll be October 20th, the 27th, November 3rd, and 10th, all at 6 p.m. here. Limited seating. It is already half full, so please sign up to reserve your spot. Sign up now to reserve your spot, and it starts on October 20th, so you have a few weeks. Please join us. Oh, and then we have new member November. If you are interested in becoming a member at CSL Kauai, so that's just recognizing that you're part of our congregation, you fill out a form, or if you know somebody who is interested in being a member, we are having a new member ceremony in November. It's a beautiful, beautiful ceremony if anybody's been to it. Please see Angela. She will give you the forms that need to be filled out, and then we will announce the date on when that actual new member ceremony will be. But that will be in November. So you have the entire month of October to contemplate this amazing step in joining this beautiful congregation. All right, and then 2 more announcements. Number 1, what do I need to know? Reverend Rita's book is on sale in the bookstore. Please send a selfie once you purchase. They have that beautiful collection of this worldwide tour of Reverend Rita's book, but it is available for purchase. They take cash, check, credit card. Go. please see Roseanne back there in the bookstore. And then finally, and this is, of course, my favorite one, it's birthday Sunday. So happy birthday to everybody who had birthdays in September. We have cake in the back. Yeah. If you want to sign up to bring birthday cakes, please see Angela. She will be seated in the back, and I will be happy to have you sign up for a wonderful cake day. All right, and that's all we got today for our announcements. Thank you all for being here. You all are beautiful. And thank you, Jeremy and Amy, who will sing us away. So much loving in the world.
All
That
right.
last.
Big mahalo to Jamie.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the announcements and leading us today. Everybody.
Thank you.
I'm going to get some camera over here. Hey. We are going to be playing over at the KKCR birthday party at Lidgate Park in a couple hours, around noon. And we'd love to see you guys there. And with the movie night, are there any snacks?
There is popcorn.
Thank you.
That's right. Thank you, Jeremy.
I thought I was missing
I know I
something
missed
there.
that. Sorry, I didn't. Charles does it better.
All right,
Dang
let's sing
it.
along, you guys.
Away, away, so much loving in the world. Away, away, so much loving in the world. We're living together as one, under the golden sun. We're living together as one, under the golden sun. Blow for the younger generation, cleanse my soul. Blow your healing vibrations, cleanse my soul. Blow for the unification, cleanse my soul.
Jamie.
And I know that there is only one. There is only one, and it is all good. It is all great. It blesses us and keeps us good and loved, and all this love that is shared today. I'm so thankful to Desiree Hoover and Sue Buckley, our Malama team. Reverend Dr. Walt Weiss, our guest speaker today. Thank you so much. Reverend Diane Decker, who is our practitioner for today. Thank you. Rob Jones, our practitioner who brings us out into the world. For our video director, we have Giorgio DePaz assisting him with the live stream. And of course, Jonathan Lee, who allows us to be heard. We have Jeremy and Amy Brown, our beautiful musicians today. Mr. Ron Stover for our hospitality. Charles Woolfork, our board member on duty. We have Roseanne Jones in the bookstore along with Christina Rollins. And of course, Janice Ferraz, who is our beautiful youth assistant. I want to thank Loya Whitmer for the amazing flowers today. Of course, Maureen Murphy for sharing her mana'o in the member spotlight. So thank you, Maureen. And then we have Maureen Murphy and Roseanne Jones, our collection stewards, who's counting all that blessings back there. And of course, a huge mahalo to Angela Phillips, who is part babysitter and administrator. Thank you so much, so much. So with this gratitude, I release my word, as law, knowing it is perfect as we affirm together. And so it is.
Away, away, so much loving in the world.
Feel free to get up if you want to dance around.
So much loving in the world. You know we're living together as one, under the golden sun. We're living together as one, under the golden sun. Blow Makani, cleanse my soul. Blow Makani, cleanse my soul. Blow Makani, cleanse my soul.
Woo! Thank you, everybody. Enjoy this blessed day. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo.